Think of each category as a deck of cards. Each deck has a different number of cards in it. Before we had music scheduling software, we would type the titles of the songs onto index cards, put the cards into separate stacks, pull from the top of the stack, play the song, put the card to the back. Pull from the front, play the song, place to the rear. That's essentially what's going to happen with each of these categories that you create. MusicONE will start scheduling. It'll schedule the first song at the top of the stack, and then the next song, and then the next song. It will not always be able to schedule them in 1, 2, 3 order because various rules will come into play. Artist separation rules, tempo rules, and such things. When you start each day's schedule, MusicONE is going to schedule these categories in rank order. It'll schedule category number 1, midnight to 11 p.m., make another pass through the day, schedule category number 2, category number 3, and like that. It's important that you have your smallest categories at the top of the list. They've got the fewest number of choices in them, so you want those to schedule first. You can custom design 10 different views of your categories. You might have one view that shows the title and artist and album, another view that shows the lengths and the intro and ending of the songs. To change what you're seeing, you right-click on the column heading and select a different field to appear in that column. To move a song from one category to another, left-click and hold on the song title and drag it to the other category. To move several at a time, hold the Control key. Left-click on each title and drag the songs to your new category. When it's highlighted on the left over the category name, release the button. Looking at the category list, you'll see the Top 20 Countdown title is in italics. That's because this is a selection category. In MusicONE Pro, a selection category allows a song to be in 2 categories at the same time. There's another video on this site explaining selection categories. Click the green checkmark button at the top of the category list, and you see category rules. Each category has its own rules, and you generally want to leave these rules as default. Just as they come, you don't want to touch anything here until you really know the system. In almost all cases, you want to rotate with multiple choices, and maximum choices should be set automatically. Rotate in rank order is the other choice. You will use this for some categories, like my Top 20 Countdown there, which we want to play absolutely number 20, number 19, number 18, and on down. Title separation here is set for 1 hour and 50 minutes. I usually set it for an hour, and it is only used across categories. So if I had 2 songs with the same title in this category with 100 songs, I'd want to make sure that those 2 songs were separated in the rank order of scheduling. The title separation would only apply to another category. So if I have the same title in 2 different categories, that's when this title separation rule comes into play. Previous day separation, I leave this one as 0, 0. If the rotations are set up properly, then this is not going to be a factor, and we can talk about that in other videos on the site. Leave the allow repeat play at 35%. I can explain that in another video. There's no reason to change it. It's not going to help your overall rotations by changing that, by increasing it. These next 4 boxes you can also leave unchecked. Schedule a song in 0 day parts. Leave that. No reason to check the next 3 buttons until such time in the future as you see you need them, and usually you don't need them. Alternative categories, these fields should be left empty unless you are using MusicONE's hybrid scheduling, where it does the whole day all by its own self, and there's other videos about hybrid scheduling here. And that's all you need to know about rules. Now, click on the little checkerboard or grid icon at the top of the screen, and you see what I believe is the most important screen in MusicONE, and this is the average turnover chart. This shows what's going to happen to any single song in the category, and what happens to one song is going to happen to them all. This says that if a song first plays at this position, all these blue squares tell us where the same song is most likely going to come up for rescheduling over the next 2 weeks. Now, this is my power category. There are 10 songs in it, and each one of these songs is going to get 50 plays a week. And I can see here that they're going to come up for rescheduling, many cases in the same hour, 2 days in a row, and I don't want that. The easiest way to fix this is to change the math. I use the Predict button up here at the top. to see what will happen if I add one more song and have 11 songs in the category. Much better. The songs that play at 6 a.m. on Monday will not be heard in that same hour for the entire rest of the week. Let's look at another category now. Here's my country classics. There are 236 songs in this category, and I don't like this rotation pattern. Songs are going to come up at about the same day part, time after time. So, what can we do? We can add or remove some songs from this category to see. Let's go to the Predict button and click it up a couple of times. What will change if I remove a few songs? Let's take 10 songs out. A much better rotation. If I take 10 songs out of this category, then the song that schedules at noon is going to come up again next time mornings, next time overnights. The one that schedules at 6 p.m. is going to come up middays and then mornings, and that's pretty good rotation for this kind of category to me. Check all of your category rotation prediction charts and do it pretty regularly. A simple change within the category of one or two songs can have a dramatic effect on your rotations. And one more thing to see before we go, click the Show Calls box at the top of the grid, and that will show you how many times the category is called for, how many times it's formatted in each hour during the week.